Snorling's Hollow. I'm here to teach you liberal values. Mimsy couldn't make it today because she's too sad and Trump is such a loser. Piper, what are you doing? Oh, there you are. Of course I'm here. Have you started recording the show already? Did you forget about our deal? You said if Biden won, you'd let me host the show. Well, here we are. Oh yeah, no, I remember. But isn't this a little premature? I mean, there's pending investigations and recounts going on. It's not official yet. Aw, you poor thing. You're still in the denial phase. Okay. Well, I'm nothing if not a person of my word, so the show is yours. Host away. Are you just gonna sit there? Well, don't you want to co-host? Oh, yeah, sure, that makes sense. You can stay. So, anyway, friends, I just wanted to say, woohoo! We won! In your face, Trumpsters! Love trumps hate! Racism has been defeated! The people have spoken! Hey, I take offense to that. I don't agree with your premise that Trump supporters are racist. Your side's been trying to convince everyone that this is a racist country for the past 4 years. Yet Trump made gains with ethnic minorities compared to 2016. Know your role, co-host! Alright, but put your racism narrative aside for a moment and tell me some other reasons you're happy that you think Biden is our new president. You think you got me, don't you? Well, I've got plenty of other reasons. Good, let's hear them. Well, he's gonna build back better and create lots of new jobs and save our planet with a new green energy economy. He's gonna cut the tax breaks to the wealthiest 1% so we can have the money to help more poor people. He's gonna help more immigrants to come to this country instead of being so selfish. He's gonna protect us all from the Ronas by listening to the science. He'll bring back dignity to the office and mend our broken relationships with our overseas allies. He's a champion for public schools, and we now have the first woman of color vice president who will bring racial equality to help Black people. And everything can go back to normal, and all the protesters can go home now that we don't have a racist sociopath tweeting stupid crap for the White House. You know what? I'm impressed. Maybe you do know a little bit more than simply Orange Man bad. What? You're impressed? Aren't you gonna try and debate me? Well, no. I bet our friends thought that that's where this was headed, you know, the whole straw man argument thing, but I respect your opinions. Aha! You got nothing! No, I got something. Lots of ideas for new shows. Whatever! I challenge you to give me a reason that you don't like Biden, other than the fact that he's not your beloved orange leader. Oh, I got plenty of reasons. I was just trying to give you your floor because it's your episode after all. Oh, don't worry, I got something planned for you for later. Are you trying to get out of accepting my challenge? Okay, you want reasons? Here you go. I think Biden is being used as a Trojan horse in order to get the far left policies pushed through. And I think they chose someone old and cognitively declined so they can make Kamala our next president. A socialist that nobody wanted to vote for. I mean, she just put out a socialist propaganda video right before the election. I think he's a threat to our national security because of the shady dealings between his family and China and Ukraine. They got dirt on him and that makes him compromised. He wants to lock down the country, raise the minimum wage, and raise our taxes, which could send us into another recession. He'll likely want to bring back that critical race theory BS, which is divisive and racist and damaging to our country.
He wants amnesty for illegals and to open up our borders, which will take entry-level jobs from legal immigrants and poorer Americans who need them, just to buy Democrat votes in future elections. I've heard that he's been provably wrong on every foreign policy decision that he's ever made. He's been in politics for 47 years and he's never got anything done except for a crime bill, which he now regrets. He wants to end travel restrictions on countries which are hotbeds for terrorism. His tax plan will raise taxes on the average American by $6,500 by 2030 and raise taxes on wealthy Americans, which will move our jobs overseas. He's against charter schools and vouchers, which removes a parent's ability to choose what's right for their kids. He wants to erode religious freedom by forcing business owners to act against their beliefs. He wants to appoint Beto to take away our guns. He thinks America is a racist country. He flip-flops on what he stands for when it's politically convenient. His party's idea of helping poor communities is to give them handouts and excuses, keeping them obedient Democrat voters, instead of trying to teach them that they're capable of so much more. And he's said and done way more racist stuff than Trump ever has, but he's never had to answer for it. So, to sum it up, in my opinion, he's a liar, a grifter, a plagiarizer, a creepy kid sniffer, a corrupt, swampy career politician who's controlled by the radical left, who wants to tear down our country's institutions like capitalism, our Constitution, and our Bill of Rights. And this is not because they care about us, but because they want power over us. And if it hadn't been for COVID and the Democrat-run biased media, Trump would have won in a landslide.
Mimsy! That's enough! You sound like a crazy person! I'm seriously worried about your mental health! I'm not even going to dignify any of your nonsense with a response. We're just going to move on to the next segment now.
Wait, I don't want to leave it like this. Please, my host. I promise I'm done with my rant. But before we move on, allow me to say something else to our friends.
Ugh, go ahead, but make it fast. You're running out my clock.
Okay, I'll try to make it brief. What I've said here are my beliefs. They aren't unfounded, and many millions of Americans share these beliefs. But there is another side, a side that is more likely to agree with Piper's opinions. They are our brothers and sisters. We believe our side is right, but they believe just as strongly that their side is right. Anyone on the left with some political knowledge could argue and debunk every one of my talking points, and someone on the right with some political knowledge could debunk Piper's talking points. So who's right? Well, my side's right. Just kidding. It could be both or neither or somewhere in between, or maybe there is no truth, only perception. But it doesn't mean that one side is evil. There are good and bad people and informed and misinformed people on both sides. And different people can process the same information in very different ways. It really comes down to what rings true with you. We're all entitled to our own opinions because we're all in different places in our own unique paths through our lives. We're here to learn our own lessons and to progress our own souls through our individual experiences. So in spite of what my feelings are about Joe Biden possibly being our next president, I've decided to adopt a position of cautious optimism. Of course, I'm not happy about it, but having a negative attitude isn't going to help me or anyone else. I'm a strong believer in the principles of the law of attraction and the power of positive thinking. I know that my life is what I make it. If I dwell on negative things, those things will be attracted into my life. There are no foregone conclusions here. Anything can and will happen. I see this as a learning experience, and not just for me, but for everyone. Things always happen the way that they were supposed to, even if we don't see it right now. God gives his biggest battles to his greatest warriors, after all.
Wow! How many bumper stickers did you have to read to come up with that monologue?
Piper. Well, I'm feeling a lot better now. So what was this other segment you were talking about?
Oh yeah, one of my friends sent me a link. Some guy that goes by Actual Jake did another reaction video on your show. My friend said it's really funny. So I thought I would do my first reaction video to his reaction video. You know, kind of like you did with Shoe on Head's video. I hear he burns you pretty good. I can't wait to see it. I got it all set up right over there.
Okay, well, sounds like fun. Let's do it.
So, we've been putting this off for long enough. What I think we need to do now is we need to find ourselves a nice flat surface, okay? We need to pull out our credit cards, and we need to dice up the little magic gems and snort those fuckers as hard as we can.
Ooh, I don't think this is gonna be family friendly.
Because we are going to travel to another plane of existence. I'm talking about Snortling's Hollow, friends. We're traveling to Snortling's Hollow, and today we are going to learn with everyone's favorite, formerly meth-addicted rub and tug girl. We're going to learn...
Oh, he got you, Mimsy.
No cookies for you. You are entitled to what you earn. Learn conservative values. It's going to be so sweet. Prepare yourself. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a beautiful day in Snortling's
Okay, go ahead and fast forward this part.
Hollow.
The Declaration, anyway, of Independence. So that's what we're dealing with here. That's what the fuck we're dealing with. If you want to know what reality we're in, we're not in one.
Hi everyone.
We're outside of reality.
Mimsy Moon. Welcome to my new show. I want to teach you lessons and values from a conservative point of view. You are probably thinking that sounds pretty boring, aren't you?
Oh, I remember this show. This is the very first show that we ever did.
You?
She says that this is geared towards 13-year-olds. 13-year-olds aren't into this wacky shit, dude.
I know, Mimsy. What were you thinking?
13-year-olds are trying to have sex with each other and drink malt beverages and get their get their parents to give their iPads back. They're not worried about fucking Snortling's Hollow, my dude. 13 and up. This is you're marketing like 10 years over your age, or maybe 8. We start at 5. 13-year-olds, this should not be... Tell me you made this all... This is not me making this up. This is the machinations of this strange individual.
Well, I am going to do my best to make things fun and interesting for you because I want you to come back, and I have a very important message to teach you. And I'm going to get a little help from some of my friends.
Oh, this is where I come in. I know he's gonna like me.
This is, without a doubt, this is the opposite of Dave. Like Lord of Cringe? You know how Dave is like scared of failure? He's scared to like really commit to something for fear that it will fail and people will be like, haha, you failed. This is the opposite of that. The opposite side of the coin is being far too confident in your bad ideas. This is a bad idea.
Oh no, Mimsy! Burn!
This is embarrassing. this is bad, is not productive, and it's definitely not going to work. This
Well, I don't know about all that.
will never work. I can only apologize at this point.
Apologize?
What am I... Fuck. This is... Does the trailer park know she's doing this?
Haha! You really used to live in a trailer, didn't you, Mimsy?
Yep.
Like, there's gotta be some sort of, like, rule. There's gotta be a law against this. This is not reasonable.
This guy sure doesn't like you, Mimsy. I told you not to be a conservative.
Hi, everybody! This is my friend and neighbor Piper.
Hey, it's
I thought she'd be
me.
the perfect co-host for my show because she and I have very different points of view. In fact, we don't agree on almost anything. Yeah, but I'm the nice one. Oh, okay, Piper, if you say so. What are those over there?
I'm sorry. If you're gonna do puppet shit, don't just wing it.
Mimsy, what does he mean by puppet shit?
You have to have an act. Like, you can't just... You're clearly not good enough to just fucking wing it off the cuff, my dude. This is not... I feel like I could do a better prepared puppet skit. I can talk a lot off close, too. Oh, no. Oh, what's happening, Jake? Oh,
What is this shit even about? No.
oh, no, no. Like, I don't know. I don't know. This is not the way. This is not the way. Not how it should work. The puppet is there to be like, literally nobody fucking wants this. Mimsy Moon. Nobody wants this. And yet, in sheer disdain for her own interior monologue, she presses on. I cannot understand this personality whatsoever.
They see me as kind of a wise elder there. They value my opinion and advice and often ask me for help.
Oh, it's a self-insert fantasy dream. Okay, I understand now. She literally just said that they see me as a wise leader there. Oh yeah, ouch.
Weren't we just setting up a joke here?
As I recall, yep.
Yikes. That is the Aaron Sorkin fast-talking, smooth-voiced self-insert character. Wow. Okay. She just wants to be heard. Well, I guess so. She's being heard.
I can see that. Oh, thank you, Piper. You value my opinion too. I meant more like the elder part. That's short for elderly, right?
She sounds like she needs D&D. All right.
I asked, can you introduce me to some of these unhappy young beings? And she made a call, and we were able to meet with Mackenzie and Skylar outside the college.
They're both
They
white.
both seemed annoyed
They're actually weavelings?
that I wanted to speak to them.
Okay.
And Skylar asked, what are we going to get out of this? I said,
They seemed annoyed that you wanted to talk to them. Well, even in her fucking weird fantasy world where people respect her, they don't want her to fucking walk up to them without any solicitation whatsoever and give them life advice. Strange. Later episodes flow slightly better? Wow, okay.
Maybe I can give you some advice that could help you feel better about your lives. They seemed uninterested, but they didn't leave.
Wait
They seemed uninterested, but they didn't leave.
a minute. Is there going to be a happy ending to this story?
Well, that depends on what you consider a happy ending.
Oh no, Mimsy!
Well, as a former rub and tug girl on Craigslist, it depends on what you mean by happy ending.
You asked for that one, Mimsy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to our friends for a minute. This might sound like I'm being mean, but sometimes the thing that sounds mean is really the kindest thing of all.
Okay. All right. Taking your own advice. Stop it. Stop it. No, don't type about why you shouldn't stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. It's sometimes the mean thing's the right. Stop it. Just cease. Quit it. End that. End what this is. No more of it. It wasn't the kindest thing I could possibly say, but what it is definitely the truest thing. Just don't do it anymore. No more of it. It's over. I don't care about the content. I don't need this. We'll find some other fucking lol cow. This ain't it. Get yourself, take the money you spent on making minis and go get some fucking counseling, dude.
The government is not your daddy.
The government's not your daddy.
When you turn 18, you trade in the privilege of your parents taking care of you for something even cooler, your unalienable rights.
Oh God, she's just so dumb. Oh Jesus. Okay. Oh God. She's just so fucking stupid. Okay.
Mimsy, I like to tease you sometimes, but this seems to be taking a turn. It seems kind of dark. Do you want to get in here and say a few things? Sure. Are you sure you want to hear any more of this? It's okay. Go ahead and play it.
Otherwise known as your God-given rights.
God not real, m'lady.
But your unalienable rights are called your God-given rights. They're also called your natural rights and your absolute rights. These are the rights that you are entitled to just because you were born.
But Mimsy, I never asked to be born. Oh no, she's gonna keep talking about
The
this.
government didn't give them to you, and nobody should be able to take them away.
The government, wait. The government literally does give you rights. I mean, Mimsy, you dumb. Okay.
Okay, the government doesn't give you your unalienable rights. You're totally missing the point of unalienable rights.
Okay. Okay, say you walk into the fucking desert island, okay? Say you walk into a desert island and you you're like, I just turned 18. I just fallaciously, I just earned rights for the first time. You have rights before that. I just turned 18. This is a desert island. I have the right to own a gun.
Yes. If you are on a desert island, you have the right to self-defense as an unalienable right.
These are inalienable, God-given rights. Did you know that God didn't write nearly any of this? In fact, God didn't write a lick of the Constitution.
I guess he's not aware that our unalienable rights are not listed in the Constitution.
Did you know that the Bill of Rights happens after the Articles? Did you know that the First Amendment, Congress shall make no law? It doesn't say God. What? Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. It literally separates itself from God immediately. And just because there happens to be a Bill of Rights that there's 10 of, it does not mean that the 10 Commandments are those things. You dumb, uneducated piece of shit.
I'm not even really sure what he's going on about here. 10 Commandments? I really think he's just like blowing a gasket because I use the word God.
That's trying to peddle propaganda, poorly made propaganda, to children. I take umbrage with that. You fucking dum-dum. Okay, I was accidentally mean there. You big fucking dum-dum. Wait a second. My messaging didn't change. Shit.
And they are... Number 1, the right to be an individual.
That is not a right. That is not a right that is in the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution of the United States. The right to be an...
That is actually one of your unalienable rights. He acts like I just made this all up.
Individual is not a thing.
It's a thing.
I tend to agree with it in regards to pretty much anything, but that's not a right to be an individual. What? You're obviously an individual. I don't know what this means.
You are your own person, beholding to no one. Number 2.
Okay, so beholding to no one. So that means, of course, and I hope, and I don't know this, okay? She could be for it, but she better not be anti-gay, anti-trans, anti-any of that shit. She should understand that, like, you get to live the way you live, and in fact, she shouldn't necessarily be anti-socialism then. I'm just tossing that out there. You to act the way you act if more people want to be the way that they are, and you happen to end up having to live in a situation where people are socialists. I mean,
no. Of course, I believe that everybody should have the right to live their life any way that they choose, obviously. But being independent is one of the reasons why I don't believe in socialism. They don't go hand in hand, in my book.
Self-defeating, so you probably shouldn't. It's a bad way to start your Bill of Rights.
Again, this is not my Bill of Rights.
Okay.
2, the right to choose. You can choose how to live your life.
That's the same thing as the first one.
Number 3, the right to property.
The right to property.
You can keep what you earn. Your body is also your property.
I'm fine with people having property.
Well, thank you, Jake. It's weird how he thinks that he has the right to judge whether or not people should have unalienable rights.
But your body is property, but I'm anti-abort. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I don't. How consistent are you?
Yeah, your body is your property, but your child's body is their property, not yours.
Being here.
In my opinion. Number 4, the right to association. No one can tell you who you can hang out with or what club you can join.
Okay, all right. Other people telling you that you're a piece of shit for being like a Trump supporter isn't people violating your inalienable right to fucking associate with whoever you want. No. Social negatives to your dumbassery is not a violation of your rights, you absolute buffoon.
Look, I'm not really sure what he's talking about, because your right to association really literally is one of your unalienable rights. And he's acting like I'm just making things up here. And he acts like I'm saying things that I've never even said.
In fact, it's an exact representation of what the First Amendment, freedom of speech and expression, grants every one of us. You dumb fool.
Again, like, what is he talking about here? I tell people about their right to association, one of your unalienable rights, and he hears people are violating my rights if they talk shit about me for supporting Trump. It's like he thinks that I made this stuff up as an assault on the left. He's like literally debunking our inalienable rights.
Number 5, the right to equality under the law and in the eyes of God.
Ooh.
Number 6.
What does that mean? You're expanding what equality means? When you say equality, do you mean equity? Do you mean equality of outcome? Do you mean equality of opportunity? What does that mean? Equality under the eyes of the law. Explain.
My dude. This is just a short list of some of our natural rights, not an extensive explanation of each one. That's a whole episode all in itself. In fact, you just gave me a great idea. Equality versus equity. That's going to be the subject of my next video.
The right to self-defense.
The right to self-defense. Look at that. Those little spears?
They're wands. Snortlings have wands instead of guns.
You can defend your life, limb, and property from those who would unjustly take it from you.
Does any leftist disagree with that? Does any leftist disagree with self-defense? I don't think so. Who the fuck is this for?
Again, I'm just stating some of your rights. This is not a targeted assault on the left.
Who is this for? Self-defense bad. Just let them beat you up, okay?
Number 7, the right to show compassion.
The right to show compassion. What the fuck? These are so overlapping and dumb. This is the dumbest.
You can use your resources to help other people. That's a nice one.
Oh, the right to charity. I mean. Well, you have the right to give to charity. Therefore, we don't need government handouts. Holy fucking shit! Real dumb. Not gonna let.
Again, I did not make this up as a comment on socialism. I do believe in social safety nets. That's one of the reasons I can't go full libertarian.
Number 8, the right to fail. Because you need to fail in order to learn life's lessons.
See, the anti-Dave. The anti-Dave.
To sum it up, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everything else in life must be earned. With rights comes responsibilities. You have the responsibility not to infringe on anyone else's rights. You also have the responsibility to take care of yourself, your family, or your future family. You are entitled to what you earn through hard work, talent, your attitude, and your choices.
Ignore all the advances we've made in American law in regards to workers' rights. She'd be very happy. Mimsy Moon would be very happy working with gnarled fingers in the factories of a robber baron. I'm sure she'd be absolutely fine with that. Hammering away day after day on the railroad spikes as she was interned in a camp because she happened to be born of the wrong race. Oh no, but Mimsy is white, so she doesn't fucking understand. Like, you come from low class. You come from a person with a drug problem from a low class that had to turn to fucking prostitution for a job. Like, you should understand. You should have class consciousness. You should be able to be, and frankly, she's anti-sex work now. Amazing that you're anti-sex work after it was literally lifeblood. Like, imagine, there's a lot of sex workers that, like, work to survive. Lots of it happens. There's also a lot of sex workers that do it because they enjoy it.
All right, I'm just going to stop him right there because he just goes on to explain the virtues of prostitution. So I'm not even sure what he's getting at with all this gnarled fingers and robber baron stuff. Nobody's doing that. It sounds like he's the one ignoring the advancements we've made in workers' rights. Look, I'm a home care worker. I cook and clean for elderly and disabled people, and I make $9 an hour, and most of my coworkers are Hispanic and Black. I have more pride in myself now and more self-respect than I did when I was making 20 times as much as a prostitute. And if I'm not content with the amount of money that I'm making currently, I have nothing to blame other than my years of excuses, poor choices, and lack of self-confidence. And sometimes I think about what my potential could have been if I had been taught at an early age the morals and values that I learned as an adult. But in the end, I have no regrets because this is the path that my family and I were meant to walk down to achieve our personal growth. Okay, let's get back to the show.
Shit's so fucking stupid. Baden Baizu, thanks for following.
You need to bring something to the table that is a benefit to the world before you can claim to be entitled to anything. You have the key to your own happiness. You have the power
Bootstraps?
inside of you. Or are you
Bootstraps
going
your
to
happiness.
give up that power and become a victim of an imperfect world? Are you going to whine and complain about how unfair the world is? Will you protest the government so it can force the world to give you what you want?
Why is she licking boot right now? What? Of course, did you just... What? Hold on, I gotta grab... One sec, one moment, chat. I'm gonna use my... What? I thought you just fucking used the goddamn Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. I'm gonna grab it back. The Declaration of Independence, you just used it. You just used it to say you're fucking conservative nonsense. You just used it. What you said was, we hold each other to yourself. All men are created equal, that are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Did you read anything around that, you dumbass? Did you read literally any of the stuff surrounding the part that you cherry-picked out of the Declaration? Did you read that? Let's read it, chat. We're just going to read the first 2 paragraphs.
No, so here he goes on to read part of the Declaration of Independence. So I did use the quote, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in my video, but it's not about the Declaration of Independence or, the Bill of Rights. It's about our unalienable rights, which is something different. It's only briefly mentioned in the Constitution. So I'm just going to skip over this part because it gets kind of long, but if you'd like to watch this video in its entirety, you can at your own leisure.
If the government sucks, it's our job to be like, fuck you, you suck, change or die. Are you kidding me? How can you be this fucking... Read the fucking Declaration of Independence. Read it beyond life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Read the document, dude. Fucking King George over here. Thomas Jefferson, in all his slave-baiting, rapey bullshit, and all of that, the dude wrote parts of this, thought that we should rewrite the entire Constitution every, 20 years, 19 years, something like that, 18 years, somewhere in there. Suck our dick collectively, King George, or you shan't suck it at all. True. 19? There you go. It's like, uneducated, dumb.
Okay, so the message that I'm trying to portray in my video is that you don't need to rely on some outside source to give you what you need. You are powerful and you're not a helpless victim. And he takes this message of personal autonomy and self-reliance and how you don't need the government or anyone else to achieve anything that you want in life, and he turned it into me being a government bootlicker that thinks that I don't have the right to protest the government. I'm a small government libertarian conservative. My husband is a small town Texas redneck. My grown son is a libertarian anarchist, and we're preppers. We have 15 acres in the middle of nowhere. We have barrels of food buried and trailers full of supplies, and we don't trust the government. And if it fails to uphold our inalienable rights or tries to violate our human rights or our constitutional rights, we'll be out there with the rest of the patriots defending our rights and defending our property. That's why we believe so strongly in our right to self-defense. Jake is a socialist. Jake is the big government guy, not me.
Dumb.
Will you yell and shame your fellow citizens?
I will 100% shame you.
The world to give you what you didn't earn?
It's not about giving me what I didn't earn, dude. It's about us having a fundamental misunderstanding about what ought and what ought not be given to citizens of the United States.
It doesn't matter how old you are. The sooner you realize that you are free and you are in control, the sooner you'll have true happiness and be a true benefit to your family, your country, and your world.
This is not what the founders of the Constitution or the country had in mind. You bootlicking, actually bad conservative.
Don't listen to the big meanie! You are a special sparkle unicorn, and soon you will get all the happiness you deserve.
No one believes that. Literally no one believes that on the left. You're so stupid. You're a smart unicorn who'll get everything you deserve. That's not what left-leaning people believe.
Oh, hell no! Now he's picking on me? Turn this crap off! Come on, Piper. You gotta be able to take it too. You see, Piper is one of those young people who grew up getting the participation trophies. And now that she's reached adulthood, she doesn't seem to understand that you don't win a prize by simply showing up, that it takes effort to succeed. And I don't think that Piper represents everyone on the left.
Absolute fucking... You're like an abscess of the brain that decided to talk. You don't make any sense.
You've already earned it just by being your super special self.
Huh?
You're a rock star, and don't you ever forget it.
This is another case of conservatives mistaking supporting somebody and making sure that they have like integrity and high self-esteem. This is mistaking that for everyone deserves a mansion and $1 million. By the way,
I think that we both want people to have integrity and self-esteem. I think we just have very different ideas on how to achieve that.
Hey, she's a fucking Christian. She thinks everyone deserves a mansion in heaven. I'm just talking about that.
I'm actually not a Christian. I never claimed to be. And I'd be happy to address this at another time.
Fucking dumb. Fucking so stupid.
I hope you liked today's show. And if you or your parents would like to support what I'm doing...
No more grifting. Alright, that's the end of that. Wow. I hate this more than ever. We're gonna do more of that at some point.
Oh great. He's gonna make more of these. Is this what we really want? To always be looking for the worst in each other? But if you'd like to see the entire video of him putting me down and misrepresenting my words and calling me an idiot, there'll be a link in the description below.
We're gonna do way more of that at some point. That she just makes me so mad. She's so fucking vapid. There's just nothing. There's no content there. That is just really fucking bad.
And now it's time for real talk with Mimsy and Captain Winky. Aw, Captain Winky. I knew you were a pirate captain, and a boat captain, and an airline captain, but you're a police captain too? Well, I hope you're one of the good ones. So, if you're as ignorant about your unalienable rights as our nasty friend Jake, I put a link below to a video made by a super nice man who will tell you more about it. Well, I'm actually glad that Piper brought that video to our attention. You might think that I should really hate that guy Jake, but I wouldn't say that hate is the right word. It's more like I'm disappointed, you know? I mean, I feel indifferent about Jake as an individual, but what makes me sad is that I see him as a representation of one of the biggest problems facing our nation today. There's a large portion of our population that are so angry and intolerant and bigoted against anyone who doesn't fall into line with their beliefs. It has become an obsession. They have become addicted to the outrage. And like with any addiction, it's not so easy to break. People may have to start attending Rageaholics Anonymous. I'm gonna make a video on this subject soon, so I'm gonna move on from this for now. But it's also a great example of what I was talking about earlier on in the show. You're the creator of your own reality. What you look for is what you're gonna find. He went into his reaction video with the idea that conservatives are bad and wrong and that I'm a particularly stupid and idiotic conservative. So therefore, everything he heard come out of my mouth was confirmation of his bias. Even going so far as taking a simple reciting of some of our actual unalienable rights as being something uniquely stupid that I made up to attack his side's point of view. I would say that was a clear case of MDS, Mimsy derangement syndrome. Now, do I believe that every word that comes out of my mouth is inarguable and infallible? Of course not. Anyone can take any of my videos or just about anyone else's videos and find inconsistencies or flaws in the logic, or simply take the opposing point of view. There is never only one side to any topic, and you don't have to accept my side. But there's a difference between acceptance and tolerance, and it's tolerance that I'm calling for. And there's one last thing that Jake's videos inspired me to address. Okay, you can go, Captain Winky. It's bullying. There are people in this world that have been hurt so badly themselves that they feel the need to bring others down in order to boost their self-esteem. It allows them to feel superior and to validate their worldview. They may have even developed a narcissistic personality disorder. We should try to give some understanding and compassion towards these people, but not excuse their behavior. And please, keep this in mind if you've been bullied in your life. Don't let damaged, misinformed, or badly motivated people define you. You know who you are. Haters are gonna hate. Don't be afraid to be you and to stand up for what you believe in. And let that which doesn't kill you to make you stronger. No one can victimize you without your permission. If you'd like to hear me talk more about this subject, please watch the show that me and my daughter wrote titled Practice Compassion, because jerks need love too. So, Jake says he's going to continue to make videos about me, and I say let him. There's really nothing I can do, so why should I let it affect me? He has no power over me. Do I like it? No. I'd prefer if we all could just agree to disagree and treat each other with kindness and respect, but that doesn't seem to describe today's world, so I'll just see this as an opportunity for growth. And in the end, it says a lot more about him than it does about me.
Mimsy!
Oh, Piper.
No, I was supposed to be hosting this show and you've completely taken it over. There isn't even any time for my adventure in Snortling's Hollow.
You're right, I apologize. But you know, I told you that you could host the show if Biden won, and even though the race has been called by the media, it won't be certified until after the investigations are concluded. So let's revisit this in the future, and maybe you'll get another chance to host the show, okay?
Okay, it's a deal, but I won't let you weasel your way out of it next time.
Okay, you want to go chill and watch a movie later? Just you and me and Captain Winky?
Sure. Oh, what about the goodbye song?
Oh, you want to sing it?
Oh, you know you want to sing it, Mimsy. Just go ahead.
Okay, but first, if you enjoyed the show, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and share. If you'd like to support me, there are links below for my merch shop, my books, and my raffle club. And now it's time for the goodbye song. Goodbye, farewell to you, my friends, until which time we meet again. We've talked about a lot of stuff, like being fair and being tough. Be brave and see what you'll achieve if you stand by what you believe. Bye, friends.